Hello and welcome to my vlog number 77. Back in my kitchen with the green screen for the next few months, and as it's spooky season and Halloween itself is only 3 days away at the time of filming, I'm using a themed backdrop, which is a static photo of the front of our house from last Halloween. Last year, because even though my family are well into this whole month being spooky and decorate indoors to match, we keep outside clear until the day itself. I'm not as enthusiastic, but they are. The photo has been cropped to fit the resolution of the video without stretching, and all the house numbers have been blotted out. I'm daft, but not that daft. Now, I'm going to start the vlog proper with an open message to the trolls sat in the back of a private hire cab trying to bully me off the road, telling me I'm not allowed in a bus lane when there's a cycle lane alongside. Well, Highway Code Rule 61 states, in brief, that cycle lanes are not compulsory, and Rule 65 states cycles are allowed in most bus lanes. And all barring one in Cardiff. Now, one in Cardiff is opposite the castle, where you turn right into Greyfriars Road. I know these things. And the cycle lane at that point is actually a pavement the cycles are allowed to use, so more dangerous at the speeds I ride. And while hackney cabs, taxis you can hail, are allowed to use bus lanes, private hire cars are not. All this from the back of a car he wasn't even driving. Just a small insight into what even law-abiding cyclists have to put up with on today's road. My keyboard, you know, the one I spilled beer on, gave up the ghost. The R and J key stopped working, and while I narrowed down the point on the membrane with the brake, there was no way to fix it. I looked for one the same and found one, with an estimated dispatch time of 6 months. I need one with some media keys and a calculator would be nice, so I found one with a knob for volume and all the keys I feel I need and popped it into my basket for later purchase. The price kept changing. Even on Prime Day it was over 40 quid, but the cheapo keyboard I bought wasn't really up to the job as a daily driver, so I bought it when it was 38 quid. I have no regrets though, even though I saw it £30 a few days later. Nice clicky keys, the volume knob is really nice, it does have a Windows key lock, and it remembers the last lights mode used after power cycling. I prefer just plain blue, even though it's capable of fancy multicoloured effects. On a rare work topic, the uniform trousers I get from work are too long. They don't supply my size. Now, I can get them turned up and reimbursed, but I don't get the money back until the next payday, so I decided to try to turn them myself. Now, I've done this in the past, but I'm not tidy, so what I've done is bought a cheap handheld sewing machine and some tailor's chalk to use as a guide marker. I've had a very quick test, it seems simple and neat enough, so I'm going to practice on my least favourite style first and refine my methods before turning up the better ones. Wish me luck. Not had the time to do it yet, but no rush, I will get round to it eventually. YouTube has been silently deleting comments on certain channels. Now, I can understand if there are any auto mod features turned on, but in this case there's nothing, yet they definitely get deleted instantly without notification to the poster or even the channel holder. I eventually got the message to stay by, at the channel holder's suggestion, posting a short comment, ensuring it was not deleted, then editing that message. The fact that YouTube are doing this without even notifying the intended recipient is wrong in my opinion. Now I know it's their platform and legally they can do what the hell they like in this matter, but it's still wrong and reeks of censorship. The other thing, of course, is all automated, so no human at YouTube will ever see, know about, or even care that this is happening. After all, if it doesn't affect their bottom line, it doesn't matter. Thankfully, we do have alternative methods of passing comments on, but it's a pain in the ass to have to do this. Now, it's not been a good week, to be honest. A good 3 weeks, to be honest. Not horrendous, but many niggles, including my first puncture on my current bike, which is over 4 years old. Back tyre too. Thankfully, close enough to work to be able to walk the remaining journey without being late, but then I had to find time to change the inner tube. I arranged a time, only to find I had the wrong inner tube with me. Thankfully, a colleague came to the rescue with a compatible tube, and I ordered some more for the future. And to return a similar tube to my saviour. The repair itself was far easier than I expected, especially for a back wheel, so it was at least the silver lining. The cause was a small piece of glass that had worked its way through the tyre. They're Schwalbe tyres, so very good quality, but being over 4 years old, they're probably in need of replacement soon, which will be arranged as soon as possible. This may be after Christmas, because I'm not going to go cheap on tyres, but the current ones aren't critical yet, so no rush. My wife bought a water fountain for the cats. I had to work out how to fit it all together, and quickly found out it uses replaceable filters. I found a source and got a minimum order of 4, just to see if they were okay, and they're perfect fit. So my next purchase will be a bulk batch of 12. They'll last a while. Now, what about the cats? Well, Dustin was instantly fascinated with it. He's not afraid of water and seems to find it fun. The others were more wary, but they soon do seem to be getting used to it. It's not a pressure fountain, just continually circulated running water into the feeding bowl, which should give them a better drink. We're keeping the old dishes for backup, but doubt they'll be needed. Now, another one. Retro stuff. I reached out to Amiga Vision in a recent Mastodon post asking for a version that works on a real Amiga. To clarify, Amiga Vision is a massive compilation of Amiga games, demos and utilities with a decent front end on a single hard disk image. Now I got it working on my Mister, but the last version to work on my real Amiga with PyStorm, and PyStorm was the problem, was from April last year. This triggered a community response via the Discord, and the EMU68 developers for the PyStorm core diagnosed and fixed the fault with an update file. I'm a happy bunny with that problem finally solved, and I even used it in my latest Amiga stream last Friday. Brilliant, brilliant. Sorry for the jump cut there. I realised I hadn't got something out in preparation for this vlog. So, the action button on my Garmin Cycle computer has disintegrated. I found this out when I got home and noticed it was missing. Yeah, missing. The button was completely missing. I'd already patched up the power button and so patched up the action button too, but looked into the replacement buttons instead. It seemed that the buttons are integrated into the case, so I went searching and found a replacement on AliExpress and ordered it. I'm always a little bit dubious about AliExpress, but most of the time they seem to come around. Anyway, it arrived very quickly and I set about changing the case to a new one. Now, I will say that it appears to be an original part, high quality and a perfect fit, so that was a plus. What I didn't realise was the beeper is also a part of the case. This requires soldering, but all in all the changeover went well. No beeping at first, but I attacked it again with a soldering iron and all is well. A bit quieter than before, I'm keeping this one in, but that's not an issue, and once again I have a perfectly working 4.5 years old device. Here's the old case. Oops, there we are. Let's have a look. There we are. I've actually taped up the buttons, so that's the sort of patches I made to it. That's the old case. And here's the repaired product. So, well pleased with that. Well pleased with it. Now for the shoutouts for the people who have commented on my videos over the last 3 weeks. These are Nichols Wilson, Delboy3K1, Colin Thompson, Martroid, R2 the Cat, Satan3959, Mark Blaster, Lucas Rainford, ZX Spectrum 128K, Maud and the Yamo. Thank you all for interacting with my very amateur content. I'll just finish as always by acknowledging the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. I just wish people had stopped killing each other. The whole world works better with cooperation than conflict, but bloodthirsty leaders don't care and sadly the innocent have to suffer. I hate to finish on a downward note, but that's the way things are at the moment. We can only hope for an end to the bloodshed. And that's it for this one. Before the next one we have a budget in the UK and a presidential election in the US, so things might be very different then. So until then, stay safe and have fun. Ta-ra now.